Welcome back to another episode of Another Book Review. This time we're talking about the book Prediction Machines by Ajay Agrawal, Joshua Gans, and Avi Goldfarb. Ajay, I'm sorry if I got your name wrong. This book about AI and the upcoming changes is written by economists, not necessarily tech guys, economists this time. So it's a slightly different approach to how AI is changing everything in our lives, which rapidly it is. So the first thing that we need to talk about is AI as a prediction machine, like the title of the book. So people think AI is intelligent, it's going to think on its own, it's going to run everything like dystopian movies. But AI, it doesn't know anything. It simply predicts based on patterns. Now, prediction, even for humans, it's a core component of decision making. But it makes AI uniquely positioned to fill gaps in information, which we do have humans, we do have a lot of gaps. And now, as prediction becomes a lot cheaper because of economy of scale, it's going to transform decision-making strategies. And that's going to give us a lot of benefits and some potential losses for some people, but I do think they'll make it up. One of the key aspects that they go over here is the amount of computing power needed for AI is tremendous, but the cost of that is falling, and therefore the value of AI is rising quickly. So similar to computing costs in the past, for example, you can buy a MacBook now. 1 month later, it has 16 megabytes. Last month, it had 8 megabytes. Same price. Good for Apple. And PC machines are doing the same thing. Tablets are doing the same thing. Phones are doing the same thing. They're all keeping a similar price structure, but the amount of computing power has increased dramatically. Now, this reduction is going to enable a lot of new applications, especially for AI, such as language translation, fraud detection, which is very much needed these days, and improving machine learning models are going to further minimize errors, especially great for medical uses, and that's going to drive more and more accurate and scalable predictions. Data, of course, is the key to prediction. Data is like the fuel, like the oil of AI systems, and you can divide that into input data, and that's used for making predictions, training data, which is what you start when you have a large language model, and you give it a whole bunch of information to train on, and then feedback data. So as you go on through your models, you discover what predictions are correct and incorrect, and your team will help you and help the system know what's right and what's wrong and how to predict the right predictions. The feedback data enhances performance over time. Now, with more data, that's going to improve your accuracy. There's a little bit of diminishing return, so if you get 50% right, that's great. And then when you get 75%, sure, it's a diminishing return, but it's a lot more accurate. And that's the whole thing here. Accuracy is the key to machine learning, to AI. And over time, it's becoming more and more accurate. And that means it scales with data. Humans can work better with smaller data sets, but the more data you have with an AI, the better it does work. It's not used to making up things on the fly like humans can. But humans and machines, bringing us to the next point, it's a very complementary relationship. Just like people can drive a car, it's very complementary. AI excels at making predictions. It automates repetitive tasks, but it cannot, at least at this time, replace human judgment. So humans have to interpret those predictions and make decisions, especially in high-stakes scenarios where the understanding is truly needed. So there's an example of how radiologists are using a lot of AI, and that AI is predicting, hey, 60% it's this, 40% it's this. But AI is not evaluating the patient. It's giving the odds of what you need to do. Is it invasive surgery, or is it just a type of drug? So you still need radiologists, you still need medical professionals. Nobody's getting outsourced with high-stakes decisions. Now, combining AI scalability with human insights, that's going to lead to better outcomes for medicine, for finance, fraud detection, learning, all kinds of things like that. But that does bring us to a big fear about AI, and I know a lot of people have this fear, is that all the jobs are going to disappear. And that simply isn't true. It's going to transform jobs and workflows, however. So a lot of specific tasks are going to be automated, which makes your life easy. It's going to increase efficiency. And again, automation isn't going to eliminate jobs, but it is going to change the nature of those jobs. For example, if we have self-driving school buses, you're still going to need a school bus quote-unquote driver. You'll still need somebody who takes care of all those kids and make sure they don't get too rambunctious. Same thing happened earlier. ATMs revolutionized banking. You just go to an ATM machine inside or outside the bank. But you'd think that would eliminate jobs. It did not. And as a matter of fact, more people work in banking right now, even with AI, even with ATMs, more people are working in banking, but their roles have changed. So they may advise you, hey, get this credit card, hey, get this new account, I can do a mortgage for you, whatever the case may be. So AI is likely to create more opportunities as opposed to jobs that will be eliminated because of redundancy. And that's a very good thing. Now, as AI business becomes central, there's going to be a lot of AI-first strategies. We used to have mobile-first strategies and then cloud strategies, and AI is becoming an AI-first type strategy. But it does require a lot of initial planning and a lot of initial learning, similar to human learning. And AI is a strategic and economic change in our lives, in the way we do business, and even in our personal lives. But as that occurs, it's going to reshape business strategies, boundaries, and it's also one of the key things about AI is it's going to reduce uncertainty, and that's going to give us increasing value in our personal lives and our business lives as well. Now, of course, there are a lot of risks to AI as in any technology. And one of the big things about AI is you don't want misuse by bad actors, and you don't want reliance on what's called biased data. So your data has to be clean and clear, and that's a big strategy that we could talk about another day. But understand that data has to be good, and also understand that there's a lot of bad people in the world. You can see that in the credit markets right now where people are stealing Social Security numbers. But overall, the credit scheme that we have now, I could call it a scheme, I suppose, works pretty well for many people. And that is also a good result of AI. Now, there will be some societal shifts. The authors, however, argue that AI, like any other prior technology, is going to ultimately lead to so much more progress and a lot more efficiency. Now, my own 2 cents here, and again, thank you to the authors. What an interesting and unique viewpoint that they have. Not a tech-based viewpoint, but an economic-based viewpoint. So there are some risks that are going to occur with AI. But it's going to change our world just as much as the web did, if not more. And as the cost of AI comes down, which, again, it's rapidly coming down, those changes will be a lot more dramatic. Now, jobs are still going to continue to exist, a lot of them, and I think they're going to increase. However, what we need to watch out for is that some of these jobs that we have now would disappear pretty rapidly, and that can affect society in negative ways. So we need to be prepared for that, and as a society, plan for that overall. AI, to me at least, is a continuation of the technology changes that have occurred, in the past 200 years. And much like the authors of the book say, I agree with them. It's a change for the better, but it might be some bounces along the road. Thank you again for watching. Please like and share this video and connect with me on LinkedIn. Have a great day.